When it comes to running ads on search and social media, the main issues that we see with B2B marketing in particular are around creativity and targeting. The key to pay-per-click advertising is always the same. Get great ads in front of the right people at the right time. So to create great ads for B2B in particular, you first need to understand the conversion funnel that your potential customers are going through and the pain points that they're going to have at each stage of this funnel. For example, let's just imagine for a second that you're a national accountancy firm targeting small businesses. Well, for example, a small business who's at the top of the funnel might not know that they need an accountant yet. They might know that they've got trouble tracking their expenses, and they might be on Google searching for something like, how do I track my expenses? Or small business expense template. Or they might have a messy way of doing things themselves, and then one day they're on LinkedIn and they see an ad showing their messy way and saying, there is a better way of doing this. Now, at the middle stage of the funnel, somebody might be searching for something like, how do I choose a small business accountant? And at the bottom of the funnel, they might be searching for something like Small Business Accountants London. So pay-per-click on search and social can be useful to target people at all stages of this journey. But with B2B in particular, the key is to make sure that you're generating the right quality of leads. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to look at some key principles to help you drive the right quality of leads through search and social. Let's go. So, okay, the first thing is to understand the buyer journey that your customers go through and make sure you've identified the right pain points at each stage of that journey. Because of course, if we're going to get the right quality of leads, we need to be showing the right pain point, the right messaging, or targeting the right searches to people at the right stage in that journey. If someone hasn't identified that they've got a problem yet, you need to sow the seeds of doubt to make them realize that there is a better way of doing the thing that they're doing. There's no point advertising a solution to someone if they don't feel like they've got a problem. For example, in this ad, which I think is trying to sell a new website or a rebrand, you'll see that the copy is about the pain point, looking to rebrand or refresh your creative design. But then the ad creative itself is really kind of nothing to do with that. It's talking about Bauhaus principles, and the main feature of this image is Simon. But maybe what this ad could have done instead is sowed some seeds of doubt in the viewer's mind. Is your design turning customers off? 6 out of 10 people judge a business within the first 3 seconds of encountering it, or something like that. Better still, if you can find a pain point that somebody already has and you can dig into that, even better. In this ad from Oyster, they've clearly identified a pain point that their potential customers have, and they are positioning themselves as the solution to that pain point. And they've done it in a humorous way, which is going to make people less likely to ignore it. Now, this ad could still be targeting people at the top of the funnel who maybe don't know that there is a solution to this problem. Oyster is introducing themselves as the solution to that problem, even if somebody wasn't searching for overseas HR solution or whatever they need to be searching for to fix this problem. Now, if we were going to be picky, request a demo is quite a high commitment CTA for an ad like this that might be targeting top of funnel. But nevertheless, there's a lot to like about this ad. In this Google ad that we created for one of our clients that sells school ski trip packages, we made sure to highlight a few pain points and position our client as the solution. The copy says, we understand the challenges and pressures associated with planning a school trip. This aligns us really closely with our target audience. The mention of hand-picked resorts and hotels ideal for school ski trips and the 30+ years of expertise also handles some of the objections that they may have had about other providers. So this ad is really targeted at people towards the bottom or the middle of the funnel, where they've started doing their research, but they haven't yet found the provider that they've decided to go with. So how can you figure out what pain points your customers have and how your service or product addresses those? Well, the best thing to do is to talk to your sales or service team. They're the ones who are typically most calibrated to your target audience. Speaking to customers is another great way to identify what issues they had prior to choosing you and what made them choose you. Competitor research is another huge power move that can get you a ton of information about some of the searches that your competitors are running ads against. SEMrush is my favorite tool for this. Let me show you how it works. So let's say that you're a corporate law firm and you're competing against Irwin Mitchell. What you can do is stick their website into the domain overview section. If you scroll down here, you'll see all the organic keywords that they're ranking for on Google. Now what I do is look through these keywords to see which of these phrases might be good ones for me to run ads against. How do I know which ones might be good to run ads against? I can see where this business is ranking, I can see an indication of how many times this phrase is searched per month, and I can see the cost per click, or how much competitors are willing to spend per click for these visitors. Now, what do I get from this? Well, I get that solicitor commercial or commercial solicitor is one of the most competitive phrases because people are willing to spend £10.57 to advertise for this click in the UK. There's 480 searches per month, but actually commercial solicitor is a very broad term. It could be somebody looking for any range of different services. So if I was going up against this business, I might target phrases like fraud solicitors or lawyers for patents, which actually have a much lower cost per click, whilst also having a decent search volume. Now, you may want to run ads for phrases that you think are really relevant for your business, but you don't yet have any organic visibility and you want to close that gap. SEMrush also has an amazing tool that allows you to analyze your competitors' ads. If you go to the advertising section and go to the advertising research tool, here you can see the keywords that your competitors are running ads against and approximately how much they're spending per click, and also the landing page that they're driving people through to. In this case, this business isn't doing much with their PPC, probably because they're ranking so well organically, but they've decided to put some emphasis, at least for the moment, on these gaming licenses, and they want to attract people who are looking for gaming licensed solicitors. And by the way, you can get a free trial of SEMrush at thankyoninjas.com. You're welcome. Now, it's important to say don't use this tool or in fact any data on its own. You need to use a good dose of common sense as well. Just because a competitor is running ads on a particular term doesn't mean that you necessarily should. Just because a competitor isn't running ads on a particular term doesn't mean that you shouldn't. But it is useful to see what's going on out there. And like I said before, it's really important to make sure that your keyword research is grounded in an understanding of your customer. Back in the very early days of Exposure Ninja, we had a client that sold massage in the office. So they came into the office and massaged your team and then they left again. This business was adamant that they wanted to run Google ads to the term on-site massage because this was the industry term that everybody used. They showed us, look, the search volume is there. People are searching for this term. So we said, okay, fine, we'll run some ads on this term. Now, whilst these ads got a lot of traffic, they didn't get any conversions. Now, it turned out that yes, there was search volume for these terms, but that search volume wasn't from potential customers. That search volume was just from other people in the industry who were all searching for each other to see where their ads were going. Actually, running ads to phrases like work massage, desk massage, and office massage made a lot more sense because that was actually customer traffic. Ad placement is a really important component of B2B pay-per-click advertising. Once you've got this conversion funnel down and you understand the pain points and the situations that people are in at each stage of this, you can start to think about where you need to target them. For example, if somebody doesn't even know that they've got a problem yet, well, targeting them on social media, maybe getting in front of them on LinkedIn, might be a great way to introduce yourself to them. Whereas once somebody is solution aware, they know what they're looking for, it may be that targeting them in search, where they're actually searching for a solution provider, makes more sense. And then of course you've got remarketing and retargeting, where you can run ads to people who've already done a search, who have already been on your website, to make sure that you're staying top of mind as they're going through that process of making the decision of who to choose. Here's an example of a great ad from Clockwise, who are targeting people who don't know that they've got a problem. This ad says, I'll try to find some time next week on our calendars. So Clockwise is a meeting booking solution, and they've identified a frustration with their customers, namely, it can be quite difficult to find time on people's calendars to book in a meeting. So they've used this text, I'll try to find some time next week on our calendars, knowing that people seeing that are going to think, oh, it's so frustrating when I have to say that, but they're then presenting Clockwise as the solution. This statement, make meeting scheduling a breeze, is therefore really appealing. And again, we'd have to say that sign up as a CTA is quite a big commitment for somebody who maybe doesn't know about this service yet, but this is still a decent example of an ad that can be used at the top or the middle of the funnel to introduce you to people who don't know that they've got a problem yet, or don't know that you might be a solution to that problem. And by the way, if you want some help with your digital advertising and you're not sure which placements are working best for you, you're not sure whether you should be trying different channels, the team here at Exposure Ninja can help you make some of those decisions. We have a service called the Free Website and Digital Marketing Review, where we'll take a look at your existing digital marketing and your competitors, and we'll make some recommendations about where you might be wanting to run ads. But we'll also look at other areas of your digital marketing, things like your website's performance, your ranking on search, your organic social media posts. We'll take all of this research and we'll put it into a 15-minute video that we send to you completely free of charge by email, usually within 2 to 3 working days. Not everyone is eligible for this service, so you do need to apply for your free website and marketing review at exposureninja.com/review. So let's talk about the other big issue with B2B ads: that they're usually boring. The mistaken belief is that when we're running B2B ads, we're actually advertising to a business, but we're not. We're running ads to a flawed, squishy bag of emotions, i.e. a human. And B2B allows for some really creative ads. You often can't rely on fancy product photos to do your attention grabbing for you, so we have to be a little bit more creative about how we get that audience's attention and stop the scroll. This ad from GWI is a great example. Now, often when you're running ads to a white paper or a download, the temptation is to show a physical mock-up of that download. But it kind of looks a bit boring. We're guilty of this too. So what GWI has done is take a completely different approach. They've highlighted the benefit of the time spent reading their report. And by doing it in a hand-drawn style, it looks completely different to the other things that people are going to be seeing on their feeds. It also identifies and aims to resolve a pain point that they've established, i.e. that you don't have enough time to read all the reports that you've already downloaded, and they probably don't have enough value anyway. Compare that to this ad from Net Zero Now, where they show the report as a book. Even though they've got 3 stacked on top of each other, how interesting and exciting does this really look? What's the benefit to it, and what's the problem that it's solving? We hinted at this earlier, but sometimes your ads actually want to sow seeds of doubt in your customers' minds, particularly if we're targeting top of funnel and people who don't know that they've got a problem. Look at this ad that we're running for one of our clients, where we start by asking a question. It's very difficult to see a question without in our heads answering it, so we know we've got their attention. This ad is targeting people who may not realize that they have a problem with the existing packaging they're sending their goods out in. The image demonstrates the benefit of this solution, and the copy makes it clear what this business is actually selling. Now, if you want us to review your pay-per-click account, when you request your free website and marketing review from Exposure Ninja, just let us know in the form that you'd like us to review your PPC. And one of the PPC team can actually take a look inside your ad accounts to give you feedback on the ad copy, the ad creative that you're using, and the audiences that you're targeting. Remember, go to exposureninja.com/review to request your free website and marketing review today. So as you can see, PPC can be a fantastic way of getting new customers in B2B at every stage of the buyer journey, but you need to know how to use it and not fall into some of the common B2B traps. If you're looking for more ways to increase your B2B leads, then check out this video, which gives you some more tips. Until next time, see you soon.